You ever look around and think, wait, wasn't I supposed to have life figured out by now? Same. Growing up, I had this whole roadmap, career, partner, and family. I always thought once I turn 30, I'm gonna get married and have a family. And now I'm 38. Turns out life doesn't really care about our timelines, and honestly, it's been both terrifying and kind of freeing at the same time. Let's talk about it. Remember when we were in our 20s and we thought by late 30s we'd have life completely figured out? Or even 30. I don't think I was thinking late 30s. I think I was in my 20s was like when I turned 30. I'm 38 now, and let me tell you, that was adorably optimistic. I did have a great life. I do have a great life. I lived in 3 countries. I'm originally from Egypt. I lived in Dubai. I was between Dubai and London for so long while working for the BBC. I have almost 30 stamps on my passport, and I have a fantastic career in tech right now. But I'm still winging it most of the days, honestly. Most of the time, I don't know what I'm doing. There is a lot of wisdom that I gained over time and experience, but I don't like it. When the problem presents itself to me today, I'm not like, oh, this is exactly how I'm going to handle what I'm going to do. Sometimes it is, but most of the time it's not. And I think that's normal. I think we all grow up with this idea thinking, oh, you're going to know everything by your 30s, but that's not true. I met a guy at Burning Man a couple of years ago, and he was celebrating his 70th birthday. And he looked very energetic and happy. And they went to him and they was like, okay, tell me how it is. How does it feel being 70? And he's like, it's great. I'm just now I feel like I've figured it out and I'm having fun and enjoying it. And I was like, oh my goodness, it's 70. Huh? But yeah, let's hope and live until 70. And this mental checklist I had growing up, like career, house, partner, kids, dog, travel, this and that, it's just not realistic. And it's good to have those checklists when you're growing because it help you navigate the path or you're trying to get on. But I just need to, at least maybe we should tell the younger ones, it's okay if you don't take everything on the checklist as per the timeline. Timelines are things that we only learn about when we grow older that they don't matter that much. Here's what nobody tells you about being in your 30s or late 30s. You can be the most put together person, and at the same time, you're the most confused you've ever been. Like, I can handle complex projects at work, but sometimes I stare at my laundry, this will be there for 3 days. And it's the simplest thing. And you think and have a routine by now. But it's just life. I've built life across continents. I speak 2 languages fluently. I can read and write French, so I wouldn't say I can speak it, but I know enough to find my way around Paris if I want to. But still, when I move to a new city, town, or country, I Google like how to get a doctor appointment, especially here in the US. It's been 5 years for me. It's been the most challenging system to navigate and understand. And I was so lost for, I would say, the first 2 years easily. Mind you, COVID hit 6 months after I moved here. So it made things much harder to navigate. But just now, I finished 5 years. Just now, I feel I know my way around things, and that's okay. It's a new system and it's not easy to navigate. One of the hardest things I'm navigating right now in life is becoming a mother one day. And I had this idea again on the checklist. There was a partner, there was a house, there were kids when I turned 30. But that didn't happen. And now I'm very confident about my desire of being a mother, and I'm navigating how I can do this. Luckily, I have options, and that's why I'm talking to you today. My options don't include waiting for Mr. Right anymore. Dating in your 30s is like playing musical chairs, except half the chairs are actually red flags in disguise. And between dating apps, different cultural expectations, moving to a new city, dating looks different in every country I've lived in. And I also try to move from one country or from one town or one city to the other, thinking that will be better. You always think the grass is greener on the other side, but it's not. There are a lot of men out there, and dating apps made it easier because you can go out on a date every day if you want. There was time that I thought, okay, this is what I need to do. I'm going to date every day until I find Mr. Right. And it's so exhausting. You know, the saying, the odds are good, but the goods are odd. And I'm not here to badmouth, man. It's just the dating scene has been very challenging. And I believe dating apps culture fed into this. Here's the plot twist. Being single at 30 isn't that bad. It's not the worst thing that happened to myself. And it's not the tragedy my younger self thought it would be. It's actually given me the freedom to build a life that's authentically mine. Would I like to find my person? Absolutely. Am I going to put my life on hold until then? No, I'm done doing that. Right now, I'm doing what's right for me. And if Mr. Right shows up, he's always welcomed, and he could be a good dad to my kids. Or if I'm just freezing my eyes, we can do it together. Let's see. But I'm not holding my breath any longer. Going back to the mental checklist. So we talked about the partner, the house, the kids. There was career on it. And I started my career very early while still studying for my undergrad. And I was lucky enough to have this opportunity. I work with the Hilton regional office in Cairo. And then right now I'm in tech, which is a completely different career, but I've just been successful in each and every career path I've chosen so far. And that's because I work really hard. I'm authentic. I do the right thing. I give it my 100% every time I've been on a different career path. Not to say that sometimes I feel that like the intern and who doesn't know what she's doing, or imposter syndrome kicks in a lot. I was between jobs last year and it took longer than I anticipated or planned for. And the longer it went on, the more I felt like, well, I'm just not good enough. My 15 years of experience on my resume meant nothing to me at that time. So I do struggle with imposter syndrome, just like everyone else, and it's not fun and it's tough. And the only way to get over it is finding the little wins and the incremental success that help me gain my trust and confidence again. Be like, oh, I'm actually capable of this job, because not just on paper I am, but because I just did it and look at me, it worked. I used to think that success meant everything figured out. And now I think success is being okay with figuring things out as you go. It's the resilience and the wisdom that you gain over time. Success also looks different from one person to the other. And that's mostly because luck is a big element in everyone's story and success, being at the right place at the right time, what kind of elements that came in and helped you, which was not anticipated, or the other way around. Success, it's about resilience. Like I said, it's about being adaptable to change course and bounce back when something isn't working. It's also being brave enough to start over and over in a new country. And this is what I've done. And at least this is how it's been for me. And it always felt right to me. It's also really big part of success, in my opinion, is knowing when to check out, or knowing that I don't know is a perfectly valid answer. We're not meant to know everything. And if anyone says that they know everything, I have a huge question mark, and I don't believe them. I also believe it's very important and healthy to have some hesitation, because that helps you navigate and think about your next decision a little bit more. Those two things that I used to believe are negative, I strongly believe they're very important now. It's having some level of hesitation and saying, I don't know. So the mental checklist, house, kids, career, constantly navigating as I go. What else do I have on my checklist? Travel the world, I've done that, and haven't been traveling much the last few years for different reasons, but I've visited so many countries and I've heard so many languages. I've eaten, experienced different food and culture, and it's been the most enriching. And I'm really proud that I kept doing this and I didn't let hesitation. There you go. This is when hesitation could be negative, or fear of stability stop me from traveling. And to the point of learning things as we go. I mean, look at me. I'm literally making video about freezing my eggs while building a tech career and living abroad. It's not so bad. I try to remind myself sometimes that so many people out there would like the life I have as much as there's so many people out there. I look at them and be like, I'd really like the life you have. And that's one thing one of the things I'm constantly trying to remind myself with is focus on what you have, on the positive, the incremental success. Take it one day at a time. Not to say that it's easy or I don't grieve. I do grieve a lot, especially with this egg freezing or like embryo freezing journey I'm embarking right now. There's been a lot of grief on it because it simply meant that I'd be doing this on my own. And that's not how I envisioned it or how society actually prepared us. Growing up, you watch the movies, everyone talks about finding the right one, and someone would be struggling, things are not working, but there's always a happy ending. And the happy ending was all falling in love and being with your person forever. And maybe it's not a happy ending for me, or maybe that's not the happy ending for everyone else. Maybe the happy ending is being a mother by myself and never having a partner. Maybe the happy ending is having a child and then later in life meeting Mr. Right. The happy ending could be anything. I hate to say the happy ending, maybe never actually having a child of my own, but adopting a child who really needed a mother to look after. And that would be my happy ending. We need to move away from the romanticized films, drama, happy ending to real life happy ending. But to sum it up, the things I've came to learn at this age and life experience is there's no universal timeline. Have the checklist, just don't attach it to a timeline. Being comfortable with uncertainty is a superpower. Taking things as they go is a superpower. Being flexible and resilient is a superpower. Third one is building your own version of happiness. Like you said, let's move away from the romanticized happy endings in the movies and drama and build our own happy ending. What works for you, what makes you happy, and what really enrich your life while achieving the goals that you wanted to. And maybe the goals change over time, and that's okay. We're all work in progress, and there's something beautiful about that. The ones like me who had to work for each and everything we have in life today, it's not really like that. We haven't figured it out, and that's our superpower, and that's our wisdom. So if you're watching this and you feel behind in life or confused, or like you should have more answers by now, welcome to the club. You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be, figuring it out at your own pace. Be proud. That means that you work really hard. It's not, nothing was handed over to you. Nothing was like winning the lottery. I'd love to win the lottery. I buy a lottery ticket here and there. Never won. I got $20 one time, and they went and they bought 4 lottery tickets with it. Did not win anything. But it's okay. Be kind to yourself. I'd love to hear from you as well. I'm curious what's something you thought you'd have figured out by now and you didn't. Please share in the comments, subscribe, and let's keep the conversation going. Love you. Bye.